It's a new year and a new Supercars season. Today on Race Nuts, we're running through the team's lineups for this season, starting with the reigning champions, Erebus Motorsport. After sweeping a double championship last season, Brodie Kostecki swaps the 99 for the number 1. But Will Brown won't be alongside Brodie this season. Instead, Jack LeBrock joins the team, taking over the number 9 Camaro. Next up, Triple Eight Racing. As three-time champion Shane Van Gisbergen departs to join NASCAR, Will Brown joins Red Bull Racing to replace him, alongside Brock Feeney. We don't believe Brown will carry the 97, but instead some variation of the number 8. However, 8 is taken and Triple Eight's likely been held back for Craig Lowndes' wildcard entry later in the year. Dan from the editing room. In the time since the recording of this video, Triple Eight has confirmed that Will Brown will use number 87 for the 2024 season. And hopefully that stays the only thing out of date while I'm making the final touch-ups to this video. We'll wait to see what number Will Brown will carry for the 24 season. With Brock and Will being championship contenders last season, Triple Eight starts the new year with a strong lineup as always. Moving on to Brad Jones Racing. The 4-car lineup of Brad Jones Racing remains mostly the same, with Bryce Forward continuing in car 14, Adrian Highgarner in car 8, and Macaulay Jones in car 96. However, late last year, ahead of the LA 500, Jack Smith, driver of the number 4 Camaro, announced that he would retire from full-time racing at the end of the year. While several drivers were rumoured to be in the mix, including Zach Best, it would be Jackson Evans who would land the seat. Evans won the Australian Porsche Carrera Cup Championship in 2018, before moving to Europe. In Europe, Evans would compete in several Porsche championships, joining BJR in 2022 as a co-driver and returning in 2023 to co-drive again with Jack Smith. Moving on to Tickford. There's a lot of changes down Tickford Racing, starting with the departure of long-time team boss Tim Edwards. Edwards is moving on to a new role within the Supercars organisation, as General Manager of Motorsport. Another major change at Tickford is the transformation back to a 2-car squad, with Cam Waters in car 6 and Thomas Randall, who we believe will still run the number 55. While James Courtney has landed a seat on the grid for next season, and we'll get to him soon, unfortunately rookie Declan Fraser hasn't been able to find a seat for 24. While the driver lineup at Dick Johnson Racing stays the same, with Anton De Pasquale in car 11 and Will Davison in car 17, after 2 tough seasons there's been a major restructuring behind the scenes, with former team principal Ryan Story returning in the role. Ben Crock becomes team manager again after being team principal. On the engineering side of things, Ludo Lacroix departs, Perry Capper is now Anton De Pasquale's engineer, and Mark Fenning is now the Director of Engineering. Engineering for Will Davison and car 17 remains the same with Richard Harris. Super 2 star Ryan Wood joins Walkinshaw Andretti United for his rookie year. Wood turned heads in his Super 2 debut, taking 5 wins and 4 poles, more than any other driver. After only 2 rounds of Super 2, Walkinshaw Andretti United quickly signed the young Kiwi up for a 2024 drive. Alongside Wood is fan favourite and 2-time Bathurst winner Chaz Mostert, as he looks to shake off a winless 2023. There was concerning questions surrounding rookie Matt Payne at the beginning of last season, but those doubts were dashed as Payne found his footing in the category, before completely shattering them in a dominant win in race 28. A late surprise of the silly season was the departure of David Reynolds from the team, leaving Grove Racing scrambling for a new driver of car 26. They found their replacement in Kiwi Richie Stanaway. After retiring from the category at the end of the 2019 season, he returned as a co-driver for Greg Murphy's Erebus wildcard. He then followed that up by being picked up by Triple Eight as a co-driver for Shane Van Gisbergen. Grove Racing signed up Stanaway in August, prior to his 3rd place finish at the Sandown 500 and his victory with Shane Van Gisbergen at the Bathurst 1000. After a couple of tough seasons, Team 18 and Scott Pye chose to split ways. Unfortunately, Pye hasn't been able to find a full-time seat for 2024. However, he has landed a co-driver for Triple Eight for 24 and 25. David Reynolds moves in to replace Pye in car 20, reuniting with former team boss and now team owner Charlie Shrekoff, and previous teammate Mark Winterbottom. Frosty stays on in car 18 after scoring the team's maiden win in Darwin last year. No major changes down Premier Racing, with both James Golding and Tim Slade staying on in car 31 and 23 respectively. Cameron Hill impressed in his rookie season, and he stays on at Mattstone Racing in car 35. Jack LeBrock departs to join Erebus, replacing him as outgoing WAU driver Nick Percat. One of the biggest stories ahead of the 24th season is the expansion of Blanchard Racing to a 2-car operation. After getting his feet wet in a wild card entry last season, Aaron Love steps up into the main game from Super 2. Love will drive the number 3 Cool Drive Mustang. The driver he's replacing, Todd Hazelwood, is our last driver not to find a full-time seat for 24. However, at the time of recording, the rumour is that Todd has landed a co-driver at Erebus alongside former teammate Jack LeBrock. Blanchard's Racing's second car will be driven by 2010 champion James Courtney, donning the number 7 in his Snowy Rivers Caravan Mustang. Well, that's the team's lineup for the 2024 Supercars season. Stay with us here at Race Nuts for more motorsports content throughout the year. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and our new podcast that just launched on Spotify.